If you plan on coming to Prime and my videos have helped you in any way, please feel free to use my driver code on your application. It might help you out. It definitely helps me out. The driver code is DAVIGR. Hi, this is Ross, and welcome back to Keep Moving Forward. I am coming at you from close to Indianapolis. A lot has happened since my last video. So, I have talked about some of my medical problems, and one of them stemmed from, I think, a chemical burn that I received at one of the truck stops in the shower. Or at least I think that's how it happened. I was in the shower, felt something on my leg, went to brush it off, and came back with a handful of skin. Well, since then, it had become infected and oozing the foulest smelling stuff you could imagine. Smelled like butt. It was pretty bad. So I was in Dothan, Alabama at a receiver, and the guard who used to be an EMT saw my leg and said, "Man, you need to get to a hospital or something, because if you let that go, you're going to wind up septic." So it scared me, and I wound up going home. I went to first, ambulatory care, because I didn't want to pay for an emergency room. But I went to ambulatory care, and I wound up getting a shot of antibiotics in the rear end, and they put me on doxycycline. And then I had to go see the wound clinic. Well, it wound up that it wasn't infected, which is a good thing, but they wanted to keep me out of the truck for 6 weeks while I went through weekly debridements, and which meant that I was going to have to give my truck up and possibly start from square one again. And when I called my fleet manager and let him know this, that's when he told me that I would have to give the truck up, and I was beside myself. Ever since I got off the truck originally in 2006, I wanted nothing more every day but to go back to trucking. And here I am back in trucking, and the thought that I was going to have to give my truck up and start all over again was not appealing, to say the least. But I was cleaning my truck out, cleaned everything out of it. They were going to have a driver come and pick it up. It occurred to me, why not ask him if I can just do some short runs, as long as I can go back and make my weekly appointments. Long story short, that's what wound up happening. He said, well, if you get your doctors to sign off on it, we could put you on a Midwest regional. And that's where I'm at now. Thank God I had to wind up putting all the stuff back in my truck, minus a few things, until I can get the time to clean everything out and get my seat taken out. I got rid of my cooler, so I'm stuck with a small fridge for now, but hey, I'm back on the road. I'm gonna have to reinstall my CB, which I will probably wind up doing a video on, because a lot of people with the Peterbilts might not know everything you got to do, and it's fairly simple. I briefly described it in one of my videos, but I think I will do a video on CB installation. So I have put off putting my CB in until I'm ready to make that video. if you're watching this and you're new and you have decided not to get a CB, I strongly urge you to get one. If there is an accident, for example, and everybody's coming to a quick halt and you don't have your CB on, you're not going to know that. Drivers typically, while most of CB is nonsense and you don't want to listen to, I get that, but most drivers will get on the radio and let you know when emergency stop is up ahead, and you're going to want to know that. Or if you're backed up into traffic and you're wanting to know why, chances are people on the CB will tell you. If anything, I use it for that. And I strongly urge new drivers, get a CB. It's a tax write-off if you're leasing. Hell, it's probably a tax write-off if you're not leasing. It's something that you're definitely going to want to have, and it is a tool. You use it like any other tool that you might have on your truck. But I will say it has been up and down with all the medical problems I've had. I never thought I'd have to deal with this being under 55. In your mid-50s is still young to me. Too young to have to deal with having trouble walking. Also, I did find out when I went to ambulatory care, the doctor that saw me wanted to take x-rays to make sure that infection hadn't gotten into my bones. But when he took the x-ray, he found the old break that I had, and it is not healing properly. So I had to make an appointment to see the doctor that originally treated me for my broken ankle, because apparently it never did heal all the way. One of the reasons I've been having trouble walking. So what I'm going to have to do is there's a device that you hook up like an electrode to your leg, and it stimulates bone growth to close up that wound. And right now I'm in the process of seeing about that. And hopefully that leg will be more sturdy, although most of the problems I'm having, frankly, are with my lower back and hips. I've said it before. I think I've said it several different times. I've got several bulged discs in my back. And part of the problem with that is it's impinging movement in my hips. Now, there is a device that I can get, and Lord knows, I know I'm sounding like a hypochondriac, but I tell you, these are all real problems, and anybody that knows me knows that I've been dealing with some stuff. Up until I hit 50, I've been healthy as a horse. Up until a couple of years ago, I used to jog. Hard to believe now. Probably back in 2014, I had a series of 5 surgeries on my right ankle, and the bad thing is, that's my good ankle now. I was a prison guard, and I ran to assist a male nurse that passed out during a med line with all these inmates around. So I ran to go help, and halfway to where I was going, my right ankle pretty much flew apart. Tendons and ligaments were torn, pulled pieces of bone away from my ankle, and I wound up with several surgeries because of it. 2 of which were for MRSA, which was why I was so concerned with this burn, if you will, on my left ankle. So, it's been a series of medical issues, one after the other. But I'll keep moving forward. That's why my channel name is what it is, and that's why my LLC is Keep Moving Forward Transportation. I strive to keep moving forward. I don't want to give up, not on the things that I truly want, and I urge you to be the same way. I hope you're the same way. You got to keep moving forward when times get tough, and believe me, they're tough, but they could always be worse. Somebody's always got it worse than I do, and I know this. It is nice when people see you struggling out here that a lot of people give you help that you wouldn't expect. Like yesterday, I was putting the lock on my trailer, and the yard jockey saw that I was having trouble getting down off a steep curb, and he come in and put his forearm out and said, "Here, grab a hold of me, I'll help you out." And it's nice to know that there's still kindness out there. And I thank everybody who offers me help. But that is a short overview of what's been going on. I'm back on the truck, and I'm having to dress the wound twice a day. I have to be back at home once a week for doctor's appointments. But yeah, I'm having to put Dakin's solution, if anybody's ever heard of it. If you've not, it is literally diluted bleach and water that goes directly on the wound, which seems crazy to me that that's a thing. But yeah, I guess it helps. It definitely, bleach is going to kill a lot of germs, but you wouldn't think that's something you want mixing in with an open wound. But hell, I'm not a doctor. My sister knew all about it. She's an RN, but it just seems so strange to me that you want to put bleach water on an open wound. But it's a thing. But more videos to come. I know it's been a while since my last video. I planned on making more, but I've been dealing with so much crap. This had to take a back burner for a while, but believe me, I enjoy making the videos. I love the views and the comments, and I love you guys. So for now, I will keep you posted on anything that happens. And I love you guys, and take care. Bye.